If you can leave politics just now, he gone broke again. Just how Akara grade them, all of them gone broke. Besides Koji then drugs money that they having. None of the seditions, no seditions. Listen, if the CDC is a spell, even the wise, when they join CDC, they get stupid. When they leave, then their senses come. Yeah. Wise men with wise DNA, like Bala, join you people. Smart young men like Tanner join you people, and they could not even see clear. It's a spell CDC have. When you join CDC, you're blind. It's a spirit. We know those spirits. I was saying yesterday, during the war, we understood what spells was and we use it. So the things CDC doing, I know it. I'm the only person can stop CDC. If you can leave politics just now, he gone broke again. Just how Akara grade them, all of them gone broke. Besides Koji then drugs money that they having. None of the seditions, no seditions. Listen, if the CDC is a spell, even the wise, when they join CDC, they get stupid. When they leave, then their senses come. Yeah. Wise men with wise DNA, like Bala, join you people. Smart young men like Tanner join you people, and they could not even see clear. It's a spell CDC have. When you join CDC, you're blind. It's a spirit. We know those spirits. I was saying yesterday, during the war, we understood what spells was and we use it. So the things CDC doing, I know it. I'm the only person can stop CDC from their craziness, because the thing you're using, I used it before. The thing you're using, the thing CDC is using, Joshua Milton Bly used it before. So that's why if anyone is hyped for any reason and they decide to run to CDC, immediately they get in contact with CDC, they lose their thinking. They get covered with spells, and I will break that spell. I will break that spell in the southeast. I will break that spell in the southeast. Yeke representatives. Yeke is a representative. What is he doing for his own community? Are you telling me I can compare myself with Yeke? What is he doing? It's like Yeke know that he lose his district 10. So he trying to play like Snow. You know, like Snow. When he knew that the speed in our coming way, he could not make it again. He go make garden. He go make farm in Bommy. So Yeke think he's looking for relevance somewhere else. For all his insult, Lofa is still cultural. So he don't fit in Lofa again. Lofa still have their cultural value. So he think he can go to the southeast and get relevance there. If Yeke leave politics just now, he gone broke again. Just how Akara grade them, all of them gone broke. Besides Koji then drugs money that they having. None of the seditions, no seditions. Listen, if the CDC is a spell, even the wise, when they join CDC, they get stupid. When they leave, then their senses come. Yeah. Wise men with wise DNA, like Bala, join you people. Smart young men like Tanner join you people, and they could not even see clear. It's a spell CDC have. When you join CDC, you're blind. It's a spirit. We know those spirits. I was saying yesterday, during the war, we understood what spells was and we use it. So the thing CDC doing, I know it. I the only person can stop CDC from their craziness, because the thing you're using, I used it before. The thing you're using, the thing CDC is using, I, Joshua Milton Bly, used it before. So that's why if anyone is hyped for any reason and they decide to run to CDC, immediately they get in contact with CDC, they lose their thinking. They get covered with spells. And I will break that spell. I will break that spell in the southeast. I will break that spell in the southeast. Yeke representatives. Yeke is a representative. What is he doing for his own community? Are you telling me I can compare myself with Yeke? What is he doing? It's like Yeke know that he lose his district 10. So he trying to play like Snow. You know, like Snow. When he knew that the speed in our coming way, he could not make it again. He go make garden. He go make farm in Bommy. So Yeke think he's looking for relevance somewhere else. For all his insult, Lofa is still cultural. So he don't fit in Lofa again. Lofa still have their cultural value. So he think he can go to the southeast and get relevance there. Maybe he will run to be president or vice president. Let's see 2029. But the spell that CDC have, that he cast on people, that CDC cast on people, the spell that Josh Weah is dealing with, that he casts spells on people, reasonable people submit to him, and all of a sudden they lost their thinking. I, Joshua Milton Bly, son of the living God, threat to Satan, son of the southeast, will break that spell.
Yeah, you see what will pass through.
I said, get a house session.
Some people belly. Some people belly. I'm some people belly. They call me the old man. Just imagine, this guy came and lied to us. He said we should vote in and you do better thing for us with the youth. He said we should vote in, better things will happen because Joshua was not doing well. So we put in there the old papi. One thing I know in the power, when people getting old, they can bring young person to replace them. When the lab brother, I saw that young men taking young men to bring old men. Things are very hard. As you can see, my spirit across since December up to now, the spirit stay there. I sell phone, I sell spirit with some supplement. As you can see in the past. Up to now, to each side of wall, we got out of 200 over farm people to eat in the street. It's about to reduce young people to that level. The achievement for eating, if you eat, then you are achieved for the day. School coming to open. How do we manage for our children to go to school? Other one a problem for all. So they may lie to all, in full all, about the so-called rescue. Up to now, we're not getting anything. We can see no company. $50 job, you take the person from there. You said we shouldn't sell in the street. Look at the street, what you want for us to sell. No food to eat. So how we manage our children paying rent? Can you imagine that? To pay the rent is a problem because things tough on everybody. So they've been lied to all. I don't even let them listen to somebody telling me about Joseph Waka issue. But in full ought to vote for him. We voted for him, nothing going on. That's the problem we're facing like bro. Everything just damaged. Nothing good you can see. And the other man said you got water. People hauling. Just look at the push through the carrying. Yeah, he said water running in the city. Why people can't stay carrying water around here? Everything I just lie. So you know, let it says you're finished so the people can go away, man. Let it says you're finished. I won't be getting vexed with them. Say we'll manage it, but things are not fun. Nobody should lie to you. Anybody say things fun, maybe they're more alien because they don't want to get any money. To do what thing? And him brought it. The only ground I saw Joseph got broken up. They feed on Samuel Kanyanto, Rebury or Samuel Kanyanto, and they feed it. Nothing. Go to the factory, the railway operator, go see the road there. So nothing good he doing. But every time they would just kind of lie when they're ready to catch you, they say, oh, you still, can you the next of the movie from there? Because they put lie to us. They lie to us, so I afford to vote. I voted for him thinking that things will change. But nothing. Judge, you are talking about anytime you plan tomorrow, I know after speaking out tomorrow, they will kind of be targeting me. Already. But nothing will work. So they can come for me anytime.
Rescue mission, rescue mission.
Thank you.
What's your name? Your name?
I'm Sam Vico Belly.
The old man.
Let me just ask you one question.
Go ask in the comment section what
Let me read some of the comments for you. You consider yourself to be a youth?
I'm not shooter. Who are the comments that are hungry for a shooter?
Let me ask the question again. You consider yourself to be a youth? Did you vote for Joseph Waka before?
Yes.
On what ground? What's the message you heard?
They are pushing on schools and other things that, you know, they can't rescue the country. So I don't want to rescue somebody else who's not dying.
Well, don't you think the president has already rescued the country?
Yeah, rescue yourself.
The president brought egg factory. The president is and you know, there are a lot of roads that the president is working on currently in the southeast road.
I'm from the southeast. I'm talking about southeast. In my mom's village, my mom's town, where she from. Because it's a hurricane. And you know, then the road stopped. Hurricane, Temple Junction, so what is
Recently, the president removed the tariff on imported rice. You know that? I know.
I got 3,500 still. I just bought right yesterday, so I'm not having this. So, why did you see get a book? 3,500. By the time I So I know what they're saying now. I know what they will say. Because reds are 3,005. I say you tell me now that reds are $10 for it. Because Baka said reds are $10. I'm coming.
So you sound you are sounding like you're angry.
I'm not that angry, but I'm saying the fact. Yes. I'm saying reality. I want you to know. But you will not do anything. Then you just continue jailing the people. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. Yeah, that's the best thing. That's the only thing.
The president jailing right now are those that have alleged.
You can jail somebody just free the scene for 30 minutes. What you jail the person for? 30 minutes and you go free and catch somebody you can free them. What happened to the man who the 22 million Dorsey road man? What happened to him? Why you jailing? Public Works Minister. What happened to him?
So, if I may ask, you want former President George Weah to come back in power?
The level of Liberian people, possible, it could happen. Possible.
So your point now is you just want the right thing to be done, or you want changes in your own way?
I want changes from the government. And changes I want to see.
The government is trying its best, right? Roads, you know, and other stuff. As I said,
And you talking about a new road? You talking about? Which other road you talking about?
you look at some of the southeastern.
Which other road? A new road, or that the road they broke ground for before the government? The former that road. You see the road? You ever went there? I want a project there. One of the job project. The project in November. But which of the road in the south is that in broke ground for?
The president was in ready. You saw how the road was.
What you want me to tell you?
No, the president was in.
Why you want me to tell you about the president being dredged? They carry door who not get a grave. They go maybe from the water they took that thing and I put just a chunk there. That's why they carry there.
That's a sign of reconciling.
No, you know that day by day you go reconcile with. So what happened to the 13 people that die here? So you think the family will be happy? Yeah, they put the men kill right. You think the family happy?
To the president, like you mean it. What's the message?
The president, anyway, if somebody that when you go advance, you need advance here. I'm gonna let you can listen.
Why they with the money? I cannot afford none now. They lay one a day. Me and the children eating every day. You still expecting for it to be me there? And it's not adding up. I'm not making business to add it up.
So what you want the president to do?
What I want the president to do? I know even when you tell the president, I talk just now, the president will not listen. He's not a listening president like George Weah. Because George Weah used to sit on star radio. But they are telling us that Joseph Baka don't listen to radio. They don't allow him to listen to radio. What am I going to say? Tell him nothing. I will be wasting my breath.
How many children do you have?
How many children, huh? I got 4.
You got 4.
Yes.
When Joe Weah time you were selling ice.
Coal. Yes, I was selling coal.
Doing the transition, what happened?
I want to tell Mr. Buckeye that the change he said he was going to bring, they have allowed the Liberian people to return him as president of this village. So the only thing he's looking for is to hear by the president. So we're going to make him one-time president.
You voted for President Buckeye?
Yeah, I voted for him not to be a criminal, not to be a liar.
So why was the trust he had in him before?
Well, the trust was the same trust that you had in our
Sir, my name is Peter Toe. I write for Front Page Africa newspaper. I report for Today Liberia Television. The Southeasterners, at the time George Weah was in power, you used to talk against George Weah. Southeasterners said Yeke was not a good man. What do you see this time around?
I was not talking against former President Weah.
Okay.
I was talking against the system.
Okay.
It was because he was a leader. He was not happy with change the system. There were a lot of wrong things going on in former President Weah, but he didn't take action. So I needed to make him to take action, and he not took the action, and he has seen his own mistake. So he's going to learn from this mistake. The next time I can show you, if the opposition will say former President Weah is the head of the ticket, those mistakes he made, he won't make anymore.
What do you mean of the ongoing saga with the former speaker, Speaker Kufa?
Well, we see as a witch hunt. Joseph Baka do not have anything to deliver to the people. He want to bring distraction like he did every day, grabbing seditions, former official of government, putting them in jail to distract the Liberian people attention from the hardship in the country. But it can't work. It can't work. We in the opposition will ensure that we talk. We can never ever silence the opposition, and he don't have the ability to do it.
What's the meaning of your slogan you always use in broadband rules change?
Broadband rule change is anytime the broadband, the referee is in control. He decides what happened on the page.
And who's that referee?
The referee is the referee of the day. The Liberian people become the referee of the day. The broadband, the rule have changed.
People say you always opposition in government in power. Are you using vocabulary?
Bossman, some of you people never expected I could criticize Mr. Baka today. Because you thought I was going to be a praise singer to Mr. Baka like you're representing your garden now. I'm not a bodyguard to Mr. Baka. I brought him to power to do the right thing. We said former president, we were riding private jet. But Mr. Baka took private jet from Morovia to go to Lofa County. What is he doing?
He defended it.
He defended what? So we will defend George Weah on too. So it was necessary for George Weah to go somewhere as a president. He need to have the comfort as a president. Look, there will be no president that will not rap private jet. So when you are there, or when you are not there, be very careful.
Delight. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, Liberia. Based upon your timeline, wherever you are on today, good afternoon to all of you following us on today's edition of the program. 07032025 is today. Today is Thursday, and a pleasant welcome to all our people on this edition of the program. Don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual, I am your humble servant. I'm J. Nathaniel Piva. Just call me the ambassador. I'm here today with Andrew Gamuyu, the head of the production team, on this spectacular edition of the program on today. Good afternoon. The Liberian Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the TRC, was established to investigate human rights violations and abuses during the Liberian Civil War, promote reconciliation, and contribute to national healing. It operated from 2006 to 2009, collecting over 20,000 statements and holding public hearings to document the conflict, in part, and identify those responsible. The TRC final report included recommendations on addressing impunity, supporting victims, and fostering reconciliation in Liberia. The TRC was mandated to investigate gross human rights violations and abuses and violations of international humanitarian law that occurred in Liberia between January 1979 and October 2023. The TRC aimed to promote national peace, security, unity, and reconciliation. It also sought to address impunity, provides forum for victims and perpetrators to share their experiences and investigate the root causes of the conflict. The TRC collected statements from Liberians across all 15 counties, held public hearings to focus on specific events and groups, and compile a final report with its findings and recommendations. The TRC final reports contain a comprehensive account of its activities, findings, and conflicts, and recommendations for addressing the past and building a more peaceful future. The TRC's recommendations, particularly those concerning individuals' involvement in the conflict and proposed bans from holding public office, generated considerable controversies. The TRC work aimed to continue to national healing and reconciliation, but its impact of Liberia's future remains a major ongoing discussions and debate in Liberia. Today is the 3rd of July, just a day before the United States of America celebrates its independence on the 4th of July. Today, the General Marshal, U.S. Chief of Staff, asked for immediate legislation to extend the military service of conscript and national government to permit use of U.S. armed forces beyond the Western Hemisphere on today, the 3rd of July in 1941. Today, in 1608, Sam de Champlain funded the city of the Quebec, the first permanent European base into Canada. Today, on the 3rd of July. Today, the 3rd of July, George Washington officially assumed command of the Continental Army during the American Revolution, several weeks after being appointed to the post in 1775 to the 3rd of July to be precise. 1856, the United States House of Representatives voted to have made Kansas to statehood under the anti-slavery resolution known as the Topeka Constitution, despite the opposition of the Senate and the President Franklin Pierce. Today, July 3rd, 1856. In 1962, today the 3rd of July, the American actor Tom Cruise, who was one of the Hollywood most popular leading men, known for his clean-cut good looks and versatility, was born today. Just weeks after being fired from rock band the Rolling Stones, the British musician Brian Jones was found dead in his swimming pool today in 1969, the 3rd of July. The 3rd of July, 1971, the American singer and songwriter Jim Morrison, who was a member of the rock group The Doors, died at the age of 27 in Paris. The official cause of death was heart failure today. 1976, 5 years after that, an Israeli commando squad led by Dan Shomron launched a rescue of hostages held by airplanes hijacked into Italy, Uganda, today, 1976. 1985, the comedy Back to the Root, directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly, was released in American theater, a huge hit. It was followed by several sequels. Following massive demonstration against his rule, the Egyptian president Mohamed Morsi, who removed from office by the military actions today, 2013, the 3rd of July. The Battle of the Gettysburg ended, following 3 days of intense fighting. Casualties numbered more than 50,000. The Battle of the Gettysburg ended on this day in 1863 with a victory from the Union forces and was seen as a turning point in the American history today. July 3rd, 1854, Leos Janak, the jazz composer, was born today in Chile, Bohemia. He died at the age of 74 on the 12th of August in 1928 into the Ostrava today. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, a pleasant welcome. Today's in History is a regular feature on our programs, where we bring you happening in the histories onto a day-to-day basis, whether a century, a millennium, for your listening pleasure. Good afternoon. I am your humble servant. I'm Nathaniel. A pleasant welcome. There are several issues to talk about on today. Today we're going to turn our attention up to the National Identification Registry, where the National Elections Commission has handed over 500 biometric kits to the NIR to cut costs, strengthen national ID system. But the question is, I'm hearing the board chair, Honorable Francis Sakila Yimale, making a very serious statement that is opposed to government because they're going to save government money. How long will the institution exist and the rest of Liberians, aliens, in their world do found in ECOWAS state, member state, and those outside of ECOWAS member state? How long will it take them to register the population of this country? Especially where you are having first time registration 3 years, second time 7 years. You have to renewal, and they are justified that it has to be with the updated information upon. But how long will it take? Is it the government term passed and now it's not giving them sufficient money? Those are questions, and we'll have the NIR on our spotlight this afternoon because there are more deeper issues that we have uncovered. NIR. Now the Election Commission has imagined. The Election Commission thanks to them by enhancing the security, improvement, efficiency upon to reduce fraud, ensure proper identity management for all Liberians, Those are the words of the Eto Brown Lasana. You know, and she's a former journalist, as a matter of fact. She said that this is important. But how long? If the Election Commission can go ahead with a timeline, less than 3 months or 6 months, to register thousands of Liberians across the country, how long will it take? 2 years, 10 years, 25 years, that we will say that the entire population of this country are registered? How long? It's not that I'm telling our government, because the reason why I'm asking this question, with the snail pace the institution is on, is it that there is some act of corruption that have squandered or hindered their workings? Is it that government is not giving enough money that they functioned? And what will ask again, they are collecting monies for these ID cards. Imagine if you take an ID card today, after 3 years you have to renew. And your renewal extends your time according to the institution. After another, if you go there after 3 years to renew, they give you 7 years. So how many processes have gone 3 years? And there was this controversy, some are carrying 2 years, some are carrying 4 years, 3 years, and all in a dangling structure. But this it was based upon your updating data process that have made that you will have to pay additional $5. How much have we collected? You looking for money and you collecting money. Government giving you money. What's going on? We'll talk about that a lot more. And on top of that, I got a letter here written by the former vice president of this country. And this, I'm going to read this letter in totality. It's so much hilarious. And I hope that you won't take it. It's important that we bring this to your attention, because the asset recovery and property retrieval team, they are shaking tables. Yeah. And now some people are beginning to talk ahead of time. It's important. I will bring this letter up to you, and those of you watching live, you will see the letter. And if you're watching live with me, you will see this letter here. And it will be important that you see it. Oh, Liberia, this country is interesting. Yeah. I hope that Honorable Andrew Peters will not join the ranks of Kubo Crack councillor at the level of the Labour Ministry. I hope, because they both hold a very serious and peculiar institution in this country, and they should take this with all fairness and seriousness. I'm here today. Good afternoon to all of my folks there following us live. I want to say thanks so much for joining us on this edition. Today's your birthday, like Georgie Porgy celebrated yesterday, most commonly called Georgie Porgy, but he is George C. celebrated yesterday. I won't be having a guest, but I'm not still sure. But I'm still expecting. This took me a long time to announce it to you, but I'll have a guest on. Let me say, Marita Tiquia says, it's a comedy. Thanks for the show. Thanks for the information. And Yenyo Miller said, Marshall Highway, Pine Town, Rubber Field. We are with the good news of the government. Let Rubber shine. And thanks for the tireless effort. I'm watching from Rock Valley Community. Honorable Joel Clockwinnie. How are you, Joel? How you doing, Honorable? Joseph Sima said, I'm watching live. I'm commonly named as Mr. Kier. I'm watching from Lofa County FDA community. Okay, after FDA. Let the law be the law. Okay, Mr. Kier, thank you for joining there. And Abu Soare joining us on said, Ambassador, I'm following for SD Cooper Road. Booth Senior Ishmael Soglik. And so, Mr. Van, thank you for the information always. Ibrahim Tumbe, Mr. Pacos Island, I'm watching you today. Thanks for the update, Ambassador. That's what he said. Emmanuel S. Bobo, ELW Junction. Emmanuel M. Kelema. Yeah, Emmanuel, always. Emmanuel, thanks for your regular role you play on our program. Regularly follow this. Hope that you can share the video and invite others on the 72nd committed there. Seko Mafata Jabate LPRC. Thank you. He said, I'm follower you from our usual area. Yeah, but I think it's follow you from our usual area there. Emmanuel Kiliman, like I said, Luther Lumen Saki is watching. He said, Rehab Community. Luther Lumen Saki said, thank you for the update. Many thanks to the Ministry of Youth and Sports for your youth program. I hope everything go well. Okay, yeah. David Ritchie said, thank for the update, Nathaniel. Richie said, I'm watching you from Suckling. Thanks for the update. Similar Joseph Moore, he said, confuse him on like you. Wow, wow. I think some of the videos upon we played there. Mohammed Kamvi Siddiqui Kamara said, VOA from our presidential palace, VOA Community RI Highway. Thanks for the show for discussing tangible issues related to Liberia. Yeah. Good afternoon, Lawson, Augustine, Sagacious Wisdom. He said, Ambassador Va, a pleasant good afternoon to the peace-loving people of my mama Liberia. I joined the national fascinating and stimulating conversations from the grounds of the Capitol building on the Capitol Hill. Thank you. Edwin Broad, he said, good afternoon. JB Gortan Chie is watching. He said, the so-called spell didn't hold Thomas Fala because he joined the Unity Party, right? Foolish pastor friend. Wow, he's too harsh, man. Yeah, I would have hold that back. But Emmanuel W. Kofa, Jesus is Lord. It said Prince Toa, it said Baptist Seminary, Angels Hill Angel. It said for my reading from Monrovia, I follow you. Ezekiel and Mali, Rehab, Jacob Town, to be precise, Rehab. J. Sabato Wams, thanks for the update. Anthony Noah joined us today. Anthony, to be frank, just for information, Anthony was the first person tuning our live, and today we must commend you for that. Matthew L. Johnson, it's a PYJ Educational Foundation, the Central C, said for my resident police academy, I'm watching. My name is Chuku David Koo. Wow. Sarah's Jackson. Sarah's watching from Cyprus. Sarah's, there is Sarah's, the UAE in Dubai, to be precise, UAE Dubai. And some Sarah's Jackson Patmo watching live on UAE Dubai. Sarah's, thank you so much. Patricia Momolu. Good afternoon, my Ferrico family. Good afternoon to you. Moses Tiblo Famura Flomo is joining us for the show. Levi Sewe, Lima B. Kali, Shara Kamele, and all of you, thanks for joining us. And Dilton and more don't just join us today. I'll take a short break here. Like I said to you, I'll start with a letter here from the former Vice President, Joel Howard Taylor. I'll take this break. Good afternoon.
Person are there because of private jet. You need to have a comfort like a president. You think president want to wrap a transport plane with other people when he's going to a serious meeting? No. So the agenda we had that time was wrong. And we need to, I want Mr. Bwaka to apologize to Mr. Weah for the agenda.
Do you think it's necessary?
It is necessary. So it is necessary. We know
why you are supporting him.
We know him to be an 85-year-old man. So when 85-year-old man can lie to people that he older them, then we're treating like a nature. And that is what we are doing.
What's our mission in Maryland, and what could be the benefit of Marylanders?
I am carrying on my assessment to see the strength of the opposition. And now that from all the countries I've been through, I know that Mr. Bwaka do not have any space anymore.
Now look at the road. You travel from Monrovia to Maryland.
Well, the road project have been from former President Weah. He signed a contract. Okay. So what's all they are doing? It is a contract that was signed by former President Weah.
Implementation.
Yes, they are trying to implement the project. You know, government is continuing with it. You know that, right? So when government comes, you start from where your friends stop and you move on. So that is what happened. We're not giving the glory.
So now go back to Grand Zilla County and look at the rebearer issues. How do you see the rebearer process?
We brought the former first lady Bali. The Bali in there that they said for do, they're not do Bali. Joseph Bwaka went to Central Street and took boom from there, put in one casket and brought. Look, before you bury somebody, you need to do DNA to be sure that that's a person body. Because according to Prince Johnson, the late Prince Johnson, he said when Amos Sawyer then came, they dug up Drew body and were not reburied. They bring the body. So where are they bringing body for now? That casket Joseph Boakai brought to Grand Gillette, like a casket when he died, we'll bury him in it. So we'll keep it in Grand Gillette for him.
Want to leave you a parting comment?
I'm in Maryland County. I'll be hitting the River G in the next, in Grand Queen in the next 1 hour 30 minutes. From here I will pass through Sano. From here, from Sano I'll pass through Riverside. From Riverside I will hit Grand Bassett and go back to base and inform the Liberian people.
Sir, can you analyze the performance of our lawmakers in the southeast?
Well, you brought him. I don't know why you brought him.
The few lawmakers.
Yeah, you brought him. I don't know why you brought him because look, our job is to speak for the people. Our job is not to be security for the president of this country. We expected people that came from LU, that came from the speaking angle of LU, student leaders, to join us. People say I'm not educated, but at least I've been consistent in what I'm doing. Consistency matters a lot. You understand? So the people have decided to be bodyguard. I don't know why we will see the law. The law say, our law say to remove this man as chairman of the football field. We must have 49 votes. You can't go get 43 votes. You say you remove the man. That's joke justice. And within the people playing coup against the first branch of government, and they'll be prosecuted, including Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai need to be prosecuted for playing coup. Joseph Boakai is a serious embarrassment to this country, and we never thought we were going to be an embarrassment.
I'm Jared J. Williams, report for WAP TV Liberia. I want to ask a question. What is your relationship with our representative district?
No, I don't have a relationship. I don't have a relationship with anybody that will join the executive. My job, look, we are powerful. Look, the real problem is the House of Representatives. I just wish one day you'll come there, you'll flop all the oil in our place and take it out. Because we are not representing you the right way. Look, I do not use money in my district. I use the government to use money in my district. My district is the most developed district in most.
Who is joining us today? Let me go to this. You know, before I go to, I got a guest. I want to talk to my guest about 1 o'clock on today. Yeah, we were talking about some development, Liberians are getting innovative in the process. Yeah, but there was this letter that was written by a reported letter. So it's like maybe the vice president coming on this, like I'm saying it now. It reported, I'm going to read this letter here for you so that you get to understand what's happening around the field. Yeah. The asset recovery and property retriever team, the shaking tables. I hope you'll find a letter. If you're watching me live, you'll see the letter on the page. I'm putting the letter up on the page so that you can see it. If you're watching live with me, you will see this letter upon it. It's long, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. And you watch with me, let me show you, let me read what's here. It says, Republic of Liberia, Office of the former Vice President, Chief Dr. Joel Howard Taylor, Monrovia, Liberia. Press statement, June 30th, 2025. It said the attention of the office of the former Vice President, Chief Dr. Joel Howard Taylor, has been drawn to recent online publications and public commentary, including revelations made on the Spoon Talk, one of the Liberian radio talk show, suggesting that the government of Liberia, through the asset recovery and property retriever task force, is considering her arrest in connection with the ongoing investigation into rice and other alleged acts of corruption. Yeah, so right here, that's something. Okay. The second paragraph said, while the former vice president remains a strong advocate for the rule of law and welcome any impartial and transparent investigations into the public affairs, her office expresses concern over such report, particularly on given that Madam Taylor has not at any time received formal notification of any investigation involving her. Accordingly, the office of the former vice president called on the RF and other anti-corruption institutions to take note that Madam Taylor stands ready to cooperate with any lawful investigation concerning her tenure in public office upon receipt of any informal invitation. We caution the government of Liberia against actions that may be You say you willing to, the officer saying that the madam willing to appear. They caution the government. Yeah, listen. We caution the government of Liberia against action that may be perceived as politically motivated or lacking in due process, particularly at a time when national unity and peace are paramount. Targeting a former high-ranking official without due notice or clear cause undermines public confidence in the justice system and sets a dangerous precedent for democratic governance. The last paragraph says, the public is advised not to panic. Listen to this here. The public is advised not to panic. Madam Taylor is a respected stateswoman, and any legitimate action involving her must begin with formal legal notice. We urge all Liberians to remain calm and support peace and national unity. Office of the former Vice President, Chief Dr. Joe Howard Taylor. Oh my God! So it's like this thing is getting so serious. It's getting serious. Yeah, it's getting serious upon. And now the office of the former Vice President, either arresting or anything, they say, yeah, they got some report that they will arrest her. Oh my God! And I like some of the points in this thing here. They said they welcome any impartial and transparent investigation into public affairs. Yes, she knows that the office is aware that the madam served in her position before, so there might be time that they'll call her to ask her a question. Yeah, so that's it. Buster Tito, he said, Ganta, Nima County, good job, welcome my brother from Wade, Nima County. Alex J. Ellis Wiega, Dupo Road, welcome. And this is it. I'm gonna go to the NRL here. You know, let me serious. I don't know whether the NRL is going away. Like I said to you, 500 biometric kits were sent out. So is it that the way the Hector Brown Lasana conducted her affairs for the registration in time across the country? Even there were exhibition time, damaged cards, lost cards were replaced. It's biometric, as a matter of fact. She fought high and said we must introduce the biometric ID cards. Despite the fact we went there and voted manually, but this was exactly what happened, and we went through the process. Most successful, you know. And Liberians today are having a biometric cards. Now, the madam said there are even more of this, but they gave me 500 biometric kits to the NRL. And I follow on the board chair, who is the Minister of Internal Affairs, Francis Sakila Yumale, applauded move. He called it a critical step toward cost saving and electoral reform. I'm going to read what he said in a nutshell. Exactly. And I quote, this collaboration will reduce government spending at a time when we need more revenue to support national development. And let's be honest, some of us politicians may not like it, but this system will fight voter trucking. He said this system. But the question is, why are we taking all that long time? Why? NRL was in existence before we had 2017 election. NRL was in existence before we had 2023 election. Why? All a long time. Now, this is why I want to talk about this. We're getting some report of the NRL and the executive director need to comment on this issue. It's reported You know, for you to have one man working in two positions, and the two positions so report to one. So he working in a position and he now reporting to himself. One aspect of this is a recent issue that have been sent out that is raising concern. One, Rolando K. Wohi is reported alleged that he hold two positions in the National Education Registry. He hold a position as a controller and hold a position as acting deputy executive director for administration. So making him now the man who can approve, the man who can supervise, the man who can audit. They see what he's doing, and it's troubling. It raises a red flag. I don't know what the director general, the executive director, or Andrew Peters is aware of this, or the board is aware that one man is holding two positions, and nobody want to comment about this. And though you know that the registry is supposed to be governed by the structural management system under the NRL that was passed in 2011, this man dual occupancy of the two critical posts is being seen as a violation of the spirit and the letter of the law. That one man hold these two positions. And remember, the controller is supposed to report to the deputy director, then he controller, then acting deputy executive director of administration. Is troubling. Well reported. This came up when the NRL sent an internal memo. It was dated August 29, 2023. The author and signature of this was done by the one man. He now summoned top officials to a very important meeting. It was the budget management committee meeting. And he said, please feel 110 relating to the early preparations of the 2024 budget. It will be here on the agenda. The man wrote a letter, signed off by both the controller and chairman and committee chairman. And when you look at another side, it shows that his authority exceeding beyond finance into high-level administrative planning. Then again, another letter was written March 31st, 2025. Another memo, it was a general circular number 5. It was the same Rolando Woyu writing as controller and acting director, deputy director for administration again. Now he was instructing all sectional heads to cooperate with an asset verification team from the General Service Agency. Why? Is it that the executive director don't know? Huh? And this directive had the full force of administrative command, and they were now reinforcing his control over the day-to-day operations across departments. But he simply is the controller. Is the board not aware? Is the board not aware? And there are laws in the NRL Act. The deputy executive director, according to Part 5, Section 5.2, it says shall serve on a full-time basis and must be formally appointed by the board of registrars. And the board is being chaired by the Minister of Finance, the ministry, which is the Minister of Finance or Francis Sakila Yumale, which include top officials like the Minister of Health, the Minister of Justice, and the Director General of Leges. The Director General of Leges. Are they not aware, or they know what's going on? It says some of the reason why we are struggling to have NRL service centers across this country that will have a rapid registration. Because up to now, NRL will wait for the census. NRL, when he asked them the last time we talked with the executive director, he said a little over or more over 800,000 persons. And we have 5.2 million according to the last census report. They are not even registered up to 3, 4, 5 million citizens of this country. Especially when we are hearing that from the level of labor ministry, they give work permit to foreigners and aliens, all that is troubling. It is on a serious note. If you are not being formally appointed by the board, why then is it a clever attempt that she's serving the two positions? Is it that, but we're also hearing that the position is still vacant since 2024? Why is the board, according to the law, that they formally should appoint, they must be formally appointed by the board of registrars? Why have they not appointed someone in that position and going this far? Those are some issues that we complain in past government. Is he in a position with documented approval? And while we are faced with a serious controversy that other institutions are not starting to come and help, is it the reason why government not giving them the needed funding that it should do this? Because this is important. It is very important that Liberians, especially where this government have placed up the process where, like I said earlier on, Liberians are registered ECOWAS member state and non-ECOWAS member state. Those who are part of ECOWAS member state registered, and those in Liberia now who are living in Liberia, and those are outside. It's important. And if you look at this carefully, it places the registry functioning under a very shadow of improved authority. Where are we with this thing here? You have one man who report to himself. How can he report to himself? You're the acting director, you're the controller on the other side. How? Is it that no, we talking about Liberian get a job? Why one man be in two positions? They get no Liberian in the country that they can put there, or he can take one. Then be the deputy director. Or be the controller. Because Liberians are here, control to serve. You see? Then there was this issue that came up. I raised a lot of questions when there's procurement committee involving issues that raises ABRA upon. The January 24, 2024, there was a memo that was signed by the executive director on Andrew Peters. It showed then that also that Mr. Woyi sits on the NIR procurement committee alongside Andrew Peters himself and other senior staff. And there was a memo that was sent out entitled Reappointment of the Procurement Committee. Then they listed the senior man Woyi as a committee member responsible for procurement decision at the entity. Where are we with this? Why we are complaining on corporate crime that Liberia need jobs? Why we take one man in the positions? It is important, and this is raising a lot of issues, and it's reported. So we follow this. We also hope that the minister can respond to the minister, that is the board chair, or the executive director can respond to this matter, because it should be in fact that he should be the one to comment on this, because though the minister of internal affairs chairs the board, but he is the direct authority over that institution. And if we are having issues that will be faced with procurement, and we're having someone who sits in dual position still be member on that, and the NIR funding act, and then the procurement, the public procurement concession, they add the PPCC, that is the PPCA, or 2025, both emphasize accountability and separation of functions, and the board supervision for executive appointment on this issue. So this needs to be looked at. We will not renege on these things. These things are important, and it is because of the best practice and good interest of the country that these things must come up. Let the right thing be done. We can't control living those shambles, those shadows of issues that raises questions, especially where you deal with a very important institution that deal with the people of this country. Liberia already complaining. You pay $5. After 3 years, you pay them $5 again. Say, why too much? Why should my citizen expire? And I agree with the secretary director. He said there are a lot of folks who maybe in 3 years' time they have a change of location. It's important to update. There are some folks today they slim, 3 years later they fat, or 7 years. So when they're fat, 3 years later they get dry. Nobody want to happen to them. Some people live here, but another time they move to another county. It's all important. I agree with that. It's logical, but it's on. But we should not build a system that will have an issue of silence, but let us be able to look at the fights and hold on to these important issues. It's important for us, Liberia, and it is important here. But I'll take this because I said to you, I'll be having a guest who will talk briefly, and some of you want to make some comment on this matter here. It is important, but I'll take a few calls here while I usher my guest to come on. One JJ, the JJ Classic, they are here to create awareness about their music and what they can do. They are back from the diaspora to re-establish and hire and add value to the music industry in here in Liberia. But they will be here. I want to find the music. I'll take a break. I want to find the music I can play for you people. But this is what we are faced with in our country. And NRR or repeaters need to respond to this matter. This is important. If this is true, they both need to do something about this. If it's not true, we don't know. Why would someone hold multiple positions? Well, that one man left boy in the country? No! We complain about that. He gave it like the jobs of foreigners, aliens. Then we hear that he gave what? 42 Chinese national waiver. And we have reported that they gave me $250 for each of the persons. And you know how much if you calculate 250 and 42, what you get in there? That's a huge money. And say after the 6 months, he must leave this country. If they caught anywhere around here, then he will place the whole thing up on there and make them. But I want to usher my guests in the studio. But it's important, Liberia. These things should not be happening in the morning, especially where we are moving to the time we're about to celebrate our anniversary. Imagine. Liberia is close to celebrating their anniversary. Our anniversary. Grandma part. And as we are aging, let's begin to do this responsibly. And you know, those who respond responsibly to our responsibility are responsible people. And Liberia seeing that line, let Liberia do the right thing. Let me take this break here.
Yeah, you see what we're passing.
I said, they have session.
Yeah, you see what we're passing.
I said, they have session.
So we saw the first people that people brought Manchester and other stuff. And you people bring some too? So you're bringing some too?
You bring some for your client. I bring the law, the rule of law, and the applicable law.
Will they sleep on the council?
You know what happened? These people who are, I was the first and last political woman in the country for 2 weeks.
So folks, welcome to Campus Africa Live. We are here at the Mara Central Prison where former foreign minister
former team of the cabinet of the Republic of Nigeria,
How do you feel about this early arrest of Madam Bro and others?
No comment.
Did she explain anything to you, the reason behind incarceration?
She's really told me that she was really incarcerated.
Happy.
Smiling. She's rather happy.
Except for watching even though she didn't explain to you in detail, but she went following the news media. What would you say to what really choose the media?
I'm not following you.
So how long are you going to be here?
Even your lawyer can talk to you.
Watching Front Page Africa Live. We are here at the Mara Central Prison where the government of Liberia has taken to put Madam Mary Bro, that's former GSA boss, and former Foreign Minister Maxwell Kimia and others. And so here with us we have someone a legal luminary, former Associate Justice Kabila.
You really get to understand what we're going to be talking about today. I want to jumpstart this. They are Liberians, yes, but let me wait. I will ask them to answer that question. But this is where we are. J&J, they are here to create awareness about their music and what they do. They are from the diaspora back in Liberia and to re-establish here in the country and also to add value to the music industry into Liberia. It's important hearing this tells you that it's going to be a very perfect conversation here today. I want to take a few bars of this song and you get to know what we're talking about so that you don't be out of the conversation. Please listen to this music. This is J&J. It's called J&J Classic, I Believe in You, featuring J&J Classic. Oh Lord, I love, they really love their names. Yeah. Listen to the song.
But they still taking pay on a cover. What kind of thing is that? If you want to do fight corruption.
Again, I got my guest in the studio already. We're talking something completely different. And like I said, I don't want to jump the gun whether they are Liberians. Let me say welcome. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Is this your first time in our studio?
Yes, our first time.
Wow. When we say welcome, for the sake of the audience, I would love that you people introduce yourself so that the audience get to know.
Like many on the plane, but she was going home because she actually resided between Nigeria and the UK then.
Okay.
Yes. So we started a conversation, and she said, "Oh, ABRA SM, I'm also a member of ABRA SM UK."
Would they be interested to be part of an orchestra or to learn the multiple instruments that involved in the play? Do you think you'll find interesting people?
We will find them.
Okay, look, you have come, look at the music. How do you see the music industry here and the musicians?
The few time I have spent here, it's not funny.
Okay.
Yeah. What I've noticed here is that the DJ in Liberia have more high esteem than the artists.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need to break that chain. Because in Ghana and Nigeria, the UK, Togo, Benin Republic, where we found our way around, musicians are up there. Or maybe 50-50 with DJ. But here they have high esteem for DJ than, because the music is not marketed here. The standard has not been built.
Yeah.
So we want to sacrifice our time and everything for us to build that standard. So that the young artists here can have a future. They can have hope.
Okay.
Yes. We don't care what it takes, how the suffering, what suffering we'll go through. We know there'll be breakthrough.
Okay. Yes. Let's take a bounce of the music. It's so mesmerizing. It's very much pleasant to the ears. Let me take a few bars of it. Wow, I believe in the love we share. You say you love me, and now I believe it's true. Yeah, and is this also orchestra music or a group of? Well, I'm hearing some voices at the background.
This is R&B.
R&B. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm the one getting it wrong. Okay. One question I want to ask you is what it takes. If you listen to the kind of music that the J&J Classic, I sat down just between few seconds, I began to grab the wordings, the lyrics in it, right? And I could also hear the beat, the sounds at the background, and others coming through. It's one of the difficult things in our country.
Yeah.
Musicians just go at the background, they start to rap, I come home, and boom, music starts. It starts to go. What it takes to make a very good music in terms of the lyrics that the folks can understand? Yeah.
That is a very good question because I was called somewhere to give talk to a group of people. I was telling them about the music. The music is a kind of sound that is pleasant to the ear.
Sure.
You don't just go into music like that. You know, you have to be master of what you do.
Sure.
You start from the scratch. You know how to play instruments. At least you know the musical notes. It will help you to know the rhythm of the music. It will help you to know what you are doing. But if you just get on stage like that, maybe I know one or two lyrics, I can put them together and get on stage and start singing. Or you put them together, it will sound funny. But if you go down to the scratch and learn these things, spend your time. Whatever you are doing, do it to the best of your knowledge. I believe it will help Liberians. And Liberians got talent.
Okay.
Believe me.
Okay.
They got talent.
Okay.
It's just that no one to encourage the younger ones. And that is why we are here.
Okay.
to encourage. In fact, we have started with how many schools now? Like 3 schools now.
Okay.
We established orchestra in Owe International.
Okay.
Then Heritage.
Yeah.
And I Pray.
Wow.
They have orchestra.
And the folks are interested.
Yeah. If you go on their page, you will see the performances.
Okay.
Even 2 days ago, we had one at Ministerial Hall.
Wow.
Playing Liberia National Anthem.
Wow.
At least those ones, they say catch them when they are young.
Certainly.
Those ones, anyone that wants to become an artist, you will see the value in that child.
Have the foundation.
Yeah, there is foundation.
Yeah. Tim, first of all, why have you seen in Liberian music? And she said something very, very great, that there are talents in Liberia. What have you seen in terms of the note, in terms of the sound that come along with the music?
I think in West Africa, before the war, Liberia was #1.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
We have this system in Liberia they call the a cappella.
Yeah.
There's a group, about 3 groups in Nigeria, they've traveled out because of the a cappella.
Yeah, and they are Liberians.
If you hear a cappella in Nigeria, know that it's a Liberian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
The music industry, like the churches, the choir, the best music directors were Liberians.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's the war that brought everything down to this level.
Okay.
Yes, and they naturally have the voice. Don't dare compete with a Liberian with own voice.
Let me tell you.
If you go to West African countries, they say voice, Liberian will can't tap.
Wow.
Oh yes. And the Nigerians know, the Ghanaians know.
Yeah.
The Ivorians know, everybody knows.
Okay.
But what we lack now is the rudiment of music, the foundation.
The foundation.
That's why they come on board, they tap the table and let the beat go to the studio.
Yeah.
Yes. And education also have its own role.
Okay.
So you'll be able to write the standard lyrics.
Yes.
At least.
For your people.
Yes.
And like Julie said, Julia or Julie?
Julie.
She said, it must be pleasant to the ears.
Yes.
Yeah. And she mentioned some earlier progress already with your own stay in Liberia, that you are already operating with 3 schools.
Yes.
What's your intention? Is it open a musical school?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Musical school.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Liberians.
Yes.
At least how many persons you think you want to have at least a musical knowledge within a year period? How many persons?
Oh, as many
as possible.
I tell you.
I won't pick you.
Because we are hoping to bring ABRSM from the UK
In
to
Liberia.
come over here maybe once or twice a year.
Wow.
To do assessment with these people that are learning.
Okay.
Yes. So
Will you be dealing with secular music, gospel music,
We are dealing
All
with
right.
both.
rap music, solo,
We have secular and we have gospel.
We have
gospel?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have gospel.
Okay, you got one student already sitting here. I'm on board. Yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board.
That's wonderful.
Let's go to the lines and interact with the audience. Some of them are following. A lot of them are following with interest, especially what you are saying is interesting and pleasant to the ears for Liberians. 0775-919-919, 0809. Discussing. I'm already doing it. Okay, sir. My apology. Please, we'll discuss politics tomorrow. Let's discuss this one today. Good afternoon. I'll make our way to where?
We have talented people in this country. The only thing that will allow our leaders just to support them. That's why as this video, this afternoon is very great. Government has to do something. Other people.
Someone who is working, serving as an acting leader for the musical industry, how well are they working with them? If they have,
Okay. Okay. The callers, this is some of